Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Self-Worth Accelerator. I want to share with you today something that completely blew my mind. I listened to a podcast the other day again, and it was The Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett, and he invited Dr. Mark Hyman, whom I had never heard of before. And this podcast was just so mind-blowing for me because if you follow me for quite some time already now, you know that I like things to be simple. And you also know that I am focusing on self-worth and body image based on my own story, of course. I think we can best teach and support people if we've been through the same issues they are facing. And that's exactly my passion now. And that's what I do at the moment, successfully, because I like to keep it simple. And I don't want the women who I work with to starve, to deprive themselves of anything, because that is not the point. And that is not healthy and it's not easy. So I like to keep it simple and make it easy for you to get into your best version, into your best body, that you feel attractive again, that you feel confident again. So let me share with you what Dr. Mark Heyman said, and it's exactly what I'm practicing quite a while now. It's basically, let me just add one more thing because that is the key to everything, that once this switch in your head is turned, once you have a real motivation pulling you into the direction of wanting to be disciplined or eat healthily or exercise more, um, that's when the magic happens. That's when it becomes so easy. Now, basically, what Dr. Mark Hyman was saying, I'm just going to break it down, is stay away from processed food. Don't buy anything that has a label on it. So eat real food, meaning fresh fruit, vegetable, and meat, fish, anything. If you're not vegetarian, then you can eat cheeses or whatever, but nothing ever processed. Number one. Number two is exercise 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times. I think to start with, it's good to, do it once a week. And it's not about cardio exercising, especially for women in their mid-30s, 40s plus. That is, um, it's good, of course, to burn fat. However, what we need to do is build muscle. If you're not building muscles, you age differently. And especially women who have um, to deal with osteoporosis or the bone density that deteriorates in the age. It's very important and it's essential to do weights, to do resistance exercises. I personally, I love music, so I do my workout with music or listening to podcasts or whatever. So it's entertaining as well. Or I go to classes where there's muscle build up exercises with music in a group where the energy is high, you're vibing off each other. So definitely, yeah, resistance sport. Once a week is enough. 3 times a week, obviously, is perfect. One day in between, always for the muscles to rest. So another point three is leave 12 to 14 hours between your evening dinner or supper and the following day brunch, lunch, call it what you want, breakfast, breaking the fast. So 12 to 14 hours in between. So if you have your last meal at 6, no, you can eat at 8. If you have your last meal at 8, then that makes it 8, 9, 10. So that's easy. You wake up in the morning, you do your routines, and wait for that time window to open up so that you can eat. The body will thank you massively because it needs that time to recover, to regenerate, for digestion, for the organs. It's the best time, and you're asleep most of it anyway. So here we go. That was point 3. The number 4, what I found also massively important and in the society totally neglected is the first meal you have in the morning on your empty stomach should be protein and good fats. Good fats are smoked fish, avocado, and yeah, proteins and healthy fat. First thing in the morning. No cereal, no sugar, no gluten. I know, I grew up with my fresh buns in the morning, white buns and cereal, cornflakes, full of sugar. It's rubbish. And they make it so attractive for children to see those boxes and, pick it for their morning breakfast. I mean, the whole industry basically has been fooling us, still does. And they're sponsoring ads that make it attractive for the children already to eat that junk. If you look at small children's foods where they have this so like fruit, mashed fruit in a plastic tube to squeeze out and eat. Eat an apple, eat a banana, eat some fresh fruit. Why would you get that, sorry, rubbish? It's just not acceptable at all. And since I've changed my perception on and educated myself, because nutrition is education. Once you know what's good for you, once you let go of those old habits that we were brought up with, that's it's liberating. I go into the supermarket, I don't even look at those, or I look at things that I know of are full of sugar or hidden fats, bad fats. And I feel empowered. I don't even feel tempted to get anything like that. And it's liberating. Yeah, I don't even, oh, I just focus on the good stuff. And I feel so, yeah, empowered is the right word, to be able to choose from this beautiful selection that's minimal. Most of it is rubbish, but I know what to put into my trolley. So that's that. And yeah, also the fifth, I think fifth point, I don't know, I didn't count. I think the fifth point that he mentioned is if you have a plate, put 75% of vegetable, green vegetable or self-grown vegetable, organic vegetable on it. 75% it should be. And the rest can be anything you want. And it's filling. It is filling. You don't need to have, you know, big portions or whatever. It's just simple, easily done. Get the ones you love the most. You can also get the frozen veg. I sometimes have them in little dishes already in the fridge, ready to throw into the pan, stir fry, or into the oven with goat cheese. And yeah, done. Dinner is ready. And yeah, if you can, also, yeah, grow your own. Even on the balcony, my friend in Hamburg. She studied, she's an interpreter in four languages, but on the side now she studied permaculture. And she has a big garden and she's going to inherit the finca in Mallorca from her dad and wants to set it all up um, as a permaculture, like feeding each other, gathering the rain and using that and, using the whole system. And she said as well, even if you don't need a big garden, you can have a balcony, you can grow your tomatoes on the balcony or herbs or like little veggies. It's possible and stacked on top. So she's setting up her own business now on the side, and that's her profession. It's going to be her profession in the future. So fascinating, and it's so. I mean, this that for me is luxury, having the opportunity to grow your own vegetable. I'm exploring this whole new world now more and more. And I think there's nothing more beautiful than to go out and to pick your fruit and your vegetable, and there's nothing on it, no pesticides, nothing, you know, artificial, just made to shine. And there might be a worm in there and all. It's just that's the beauty. Also, what I want to touch upon. So these are the five things. I mean, isn't that simple? Absolutely beautiful. And yes, if you feel like something in between, something sugary or whatever, dates are great, honey is great. There are so many beautiful alternatives to the unhealthy sugar, the refined sugar. Um, Also, what I want to touch upon is these, I don't know whether you've heard of them, the blue zones. He also mentioned that, and his colleague, Dan Büttner, actually, together with other colleagues, defined those five areas on the planet in which the people are unusually uh, high age. They have longevity and a healthy life into the hundreds, 95, 100. The average age of the people living in those villages is above 90. It's fascinating. And what they did is they called them the blue zones. Um, Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, and Icaria in Greece, and Loma Linda in California in the USA. So they all have something in common. They all have people who are growing their own vegetable and fruit, or they have access to it. They have a high community, a huge aspect as well for happiness and for longevity, for getting old, is that you have a healthy social life. That's what we need. Humans need each other. Um, Also, they have, yeah, often olive oil, um, and no stress. Stress, is toxic. It creates absolute, the most of the diseases are based on a combination of many things, of course, but stress is the number one factor for us to get sick, physically, somatic, show symptoms of sickness. So they have no stress. Stress, one man described once, when he was asked by Mark Heyman, he went to all those five places and wrote a book about him. And he asked, Do you ever get stressed? And the man said, Yeah, the only time I get stressed is when my goat escapes and I have to run after her and catch her again. That's the stress level that as far as it gets there. So I think it's absolutely beautiful. And another factor is a sense of purpose. They're there for each other, they help each other. Purpose is also something that I work with my clients. We define the purpose, because without purpose, you're living your life by default. You're just living day by day randomly without or going to work, 9 to 5 job, waiting for the weekend, waiting for the holidays, waiting for a pension without any passion behind it. And to be honest, I find every day lived without purpose or some sense of direction and meaning is is one day too much. It's so important to have purpose in your life. And the more you love yourself and the more you get into your healthy body, feel energetic again, have glowing skin, feel strong within yourself, then you automatically develop a sense that you want more. You want more in life because you deserve it. You know, it's all connected. That's why my niche is really body image, self-worth, and purpose. So there's nothing goes beyond that. That's true fulfillment, in my opinion, because I found it for myself, and that's my expectation when I work with people. I want them to feel the same, to wake up in the morning and to feel passionate about their job, about their day, about their body, about their routines. You know, it's just everybody should feel this and yeah, thrive for this kind of feeling towards themselves. What else? Yeah, community. Like I said, that's all. Natural movement. They have exercises. You know, they're going on the field. They're planting the plants, and so that's a natural kind of movement. And they're there for each other. So all those areas have, I, similar lifestyles. The people, and we can create that for ourselves, no matter where we are, right? It's about education again. It's about awareness, about you going into the supermarket where everything is always available 24/7 in some cities. But you make a choice. You choose what's good for you because you're worth it. Okay. So that's it for today. I just want to keep it sweet and short today because that's basically my message. I just had to share that with you because I love the simplicity of it. And everybody can do that. So, yeah, stay healthy, stay happy, and talk to you very soon. Reach out if you want to have a chat, and you can find me on my website. I have all the links in the show notes, of course, or DM me on Instagram, whatever. So, look forward to speaking with you or catching up. Take care. Bye bye.